Hi, welcome to Tyne Valley Motorhomes. I'm Callum and today I'm going to be showing you around your new Elddis CV40. So on the exterior of your CV you've got your high level brake light with built-in reverse camera. To open the doors further, press these buttons and the barn door will open back. There's a rubber there so it doesn't hit the headlight, and it'll do both doors. And on your built-in back windows which open, you've got your black outline and your fly screen on both. Coming round to the passenger side, you've got your stylish alloy wheels, your matte black awning, an awning light there, which is an LED awning light. It gives a quite a nice bright light. Coming down to the passenger door, you've got your fuel, so this opens with the ignition key, the Peugeot key. And then underneath you've got your AdBlue, so you can get AdBlue at most petrol stations now, so it's more of a common thing on newer engines. It takes about 20 litres. There will be a light that comes up on the dash that tells you when it needs AdBlue, and it'll do a mileage countdown until basically the engine won't start, so please make sure that the AdBlue is topped up. On the slam panel of the passenger door you've got your tyre pressure, so 5.5 bar, which is 79.5 psi. Your engine battery is underneath this cover in the middle of the cab, and here is your toolkit which just lifts out, and it's got a jackknife brace, a towing iron, a screwdriver in, so things to change your wheel and things to be towed if you ever need it. Coming to the passenger side window, you've got your carb lines, so pinch them and slide the bottom along first. And then that blacks out your cab windows, and the same on your windscreen, so pinch them and slide them in. They are on a magnetic strip on the windscreen, so it's a good tip to put a elastic band around the handle once they are closed, just so that, because the lightest bit of motion and wind will ping them open because they're just on a magnetic strip. Coming round into the bonnet, which the bonnet release is here on the side of the dash. So just pull that, that opens your bonnet. And then underneath the bonnet, you've got your weight plate. So this is when it was a chassis cab from Fiat. Erwinheimer Group Elddis have then got a hold of it and they've changed it. So 3.5 tonne gross vehicle weight. It gives you a 2 tonne towing weight, so 5.5 is your frame weight. And then your front and back axle weight. Also got your SGE number, which is your build number and chassis number. Chassis number is also on the windscreen. Coming down here, this is your earth for jump starting, giving one or receiving one. And then this is normally covered over. So put your key or screwdriver in here and lift it back. And then that is your positive, for your positive jump start lead. So that's your positive there. That's your bonnet release switch. That's your secondary catch for opening the bonnet. That's your paint code for the Azure Blue paint code, which does the whole van. So it's just a standard Fiat Peugeot Citroen colour. Oil, filler, dipstick, brake fluid, radiator fluid, and the main one you're going to need is your screen washer in the corner there. Coming round to the side of the van, so this is the driver's side. This is your LPG filler. So go to a petrol station, some forecourts have it, and and you fill up with gas. So put the gun, it's like a gun with a bayonet fitting, push it into the van, slide the front of it, pull the trigger, and then press the button on the pump until it stops filling. Once it's stopped filling and the money and the litres aren't going up anymore, it is full. And then that just slides back on like so. Down below you have your grey water waste and fresh waste. So grey water is the water you've used, so your dishes water, your hand basin water, your showering water, but not your toilet water. So just to open that, just open it like so. You'd normally open it over a waste disposal point on a site. It's a good idea to keep it open when travelling, just because the camber of the road and the way the van goes on the camber of the road, it will rock any water out the tank. Also, this is your fresh, so you filled up with fresh, but you're ready to go and you don't want to carry it all the way home. It also affects your diesels very slightly. So what you'd do is you'd open it up and you'd let it drain. In the winter, when you're winterising the van or leaving it for any length of time, leave these open, let it all drain out, and I'll show you where to open the boiler drain tap as well. Coming to here, this is where you'd fill the water up. So you empty it down there, you fill it here, so hose pipe into there until it overflows, or you can see how much you're carrying on board. Cassette toilet in here, it's got a magnetic on the door there, so it's magnetic and it'll stay onto the side of the van. Once the toilet slide is closed, like so, you'll be able to pull the box out, take the cap off, like so. The cap can be used as a measuring stick. And you've got the handle so you can drag it around the site instead of carrying it. To empty it, open the cap, press this yellow button here and empty. If you did want to get in and clean it any further, you can slide the slide back and open it, like so, to clean. Once you've emptied it, we advise that you put some water in and rinse it out. And then once you've rinsed it out, you can either fill it with the liquid of the cap, if you are using the liquid. If you're using the tablets, then put a pint of fresh water back in and then slide it back into the vehicle. And that's ready to go, and drop a tablet straight down the toilet if it is a tablet you're using. On this one, you've got an external 240 socket. So if you wanted it in the awning, you can put an extension here, run it under the van. You've got electric in the awning for a barbecue or a radio. This is your 240 hookup point. So what you do is get the hookup lead, pull the cover back, slide it up there so it goes right on top of the hookup, and then slide it on, and that's it hooked up. Always hook the van up first, then the side, because we don't want you walking around with either a faulty lead or when it's wet, because it could give you electric shock. And that is the outside of your CV40. These are your main control panels. So above you've got your electric 12 volt. If not hooked up, 240. If hooked up, you will get 240 run around the van, so you'll be able to use a 3-pin normal plug. If not, you'll just get 12 volt. Underneath you have your heating and hot water wheel system, and you have your LPG system there, so you can see how much gas you've got in at any one time. So when you come in the van, the first thing you're going to want to do is put 12 volt or power on, or 240. So you press the on button. You've then got the pump. This then services the taps, the toilets, the shower, so it allows the water to run around the van, gives you better pressure. You've got your interior lights here and your awning light, which is out there. This also shows your leisure battery reading and your fresh water reading on there, and then this is just your main switch. Below, on your wheel system, you've got heating at the bottom and hot water at the top. So what you do is hot water 1 kilowatt, 1 wiggly line, 1 kilowatt, 2 wiggly lines, 2 kilowatts. So that's what you'd use if you were going on a site and you don't want to use your electric, you just put it on 2 kilowatts. You've got gas on its own, so if you're wild camping and you were parked without hookup and you are in the middle of a field, you'd have to just use gas to heat your water. And then you've got gas and 1 kilowatt, so doubling the sources ever so slightly. And then you've got gas and 2 kilowatts at the end there. So that's the source you'd want to be on if you are away in the winter, or you just wanted hot water quicker. You can use that the same with the heating. So we'll go through the heating. 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts of electric, so that's what you use if you were just on a site and didn't want to waste your gas. 3 kilowatts, gas on its own, so like I said, if you are well camping, you'd have to heat the van just using your gas. And then you've got gas and 2, so kilowatts of electric. So if you were away in the winter, you'd use gas and 2 kilowatts of electric. The plus and the minus is your temperature, so 30 degrees in the middle is about 15. And then you've got, like I said, your indicator of your gas, so it goes green to red. And that is your controls. To operate your toilet, make sure your pump's on. Press the button. Water will flow around the toilet. Once you are ready to empty the toilet, the grey slide on there, push it back, it opens the trap door, allows your waste to go into the cassette, and then close it. Like I said, make sure it is closed to get the cassette out. If it is open, you'll not get it out. So close the cassette, the wheel will go red once the cassette's full. You've got your sink with a push plug, your shower, your net with on your Skylight with a blackout, and you can also push these. You can open both sides together, or you can open one at a time. To make the front single bed, swivel the driver's seat, push the driver's seat back in the driving position as far back as it will go until it hits the steering wheel. Lift the table off the top bar. So to lift it off, you would lift it right the way up, and there's 2 clips, and it would just lift off. Place it on the bottom, and then what you need to do is you'll need to fold this leg by pressing this button, and this leg will fold like so. And then you can put the cushion back down, because the cushion slightly gets in the way. So the base cushion of the seat. The infill would then go in. Like so. And then your mattress topper, which is in your wardrobe, then goes on top, and there you have a small single bed for a small child. To operate your 12-volt Thetford fridge, simply turn on, temperature at the top, and then the moon button. Basically it lowers the decibels of the fridge, so it's designed for when you go to sleep. It makes the fridge quieter, so it's not as loud as it normally is. Above the kitchen you've got your microwave, which is a household microwave. It'll only work on 240 volt. You've got the plug there should you ever need to isolate it or disconnect it, and you've got your plate rack. Here in the kitchen area you've got 2 gas burners on the hob, 1 electric, so if you're on site use your electric, save your gas. Below you've got your grill, and you've got your oven. You've got storage. Your gas taps are down here. These are more for when the vehicle gets serviced, but you can isolate each appliance if you wish, but they are for when the vehicle comes in and gets serviced. Each appliance is gas tested. You've got a drawer there, and underneath here, this yellow tap is what's called your boiler drain down tap. It's very important during the winterization process. The tap now facing the front of the van is closed, so the boiler is holding 10 litres of water at any one time. But in the winter you don't want it to hold water, because water will freeze. So you've got to open that up and drain the 10 litres, and it'll just drain directly underneath the chassis. Leave it open. Once you have stopped using the van, in the winter you must winterize it. So from about October time to March, the van will need to be winterized. Even if you've just left it for a week and you're going away the following weekend, do winterize it, because if the water freezes in the boiler, it's not covered by warranty, unfortunately, and it is expensive to repair or replace. You would then leave all the mixer taps in the open position. You'd leave them in the open position, and that would stop any water freezing in the pipes, and also take off the shower head that's on here, and allow this to drain down, as the water can get stuck in the U-bend of the shower hose. To make the rear bed up on the CV20, simply lift up the back seats and pull slide out. Slide this one to meet. Turn the cushions over and use the backrests into here like so, and then you can sheet the bed and you can put your duvet on. That's if you want to use it as a double, a large double. If not, you can use it as singles. Behind the bathroom on the driver's side rear bench seat, underneath the smaller cupboard, this is your electric unit. So you've got all of your mains power at the top, and below you've got all your 12-volt fuses. It is a good idea to go and buy some spare 12-volt fuses from Halfords or somewhere that are just blade fuses, just in case that if anything does happen to blow a fuse, you can fix it yourself. And underneath you've got your, because it's fitted with a winter pack, the CV range, that is your tank heating. So it's a probe in the tank that heats the water and stops it freezing in the colder months or the colder countries. To operate the skylights on the CV range, simply pull your weight down and slide along the bar. Then you have a blackout and a fly screen. So you've got one at the back, one at the front, and that's how to operate your skylights. Do make sure these are closed when travelling. Same with all your windows, as they will get damaged if the wind catches them when open and travelling. Coming into your cab, so this is your dashboard. You've got your glove box there. You've got a top glove box which is cooled, so if you've got any nice cold chocolate or drinks when the aircon's on, that works a treat. You've got your head unit, so you power it on here. You've got your radio, your media, so that would be a input of a USB or auxiliary because it doesn't take CDs. You've got your maps, so your nav. You've got your phone, so you can set your phone up, and you've also got your reverse camera when it's in reverse or the back doors are open. The reverse camera stays on permanently. You've got your temperature, fan speed, aircon, distribution, circulation, so they're working differently. You've got 12-volt cigarette lighter, USB for charging only, not for streaming, heated mirrors, locks all the doors with it being a van, it locks every single door, hazard lights, ESR off is just another word for traction control off, 6-speed manual gearbox with lift and you reverse up the top there, cruising speed, lights and indicators, all your radio controls and phone controls here, wipers here with trip computer on, so it'll go through the middle screen, instant miles per gallon range, travelling times, miles travelled, does all that on that screen there. Then here you've got fog lights, headlight adjustment, you've got your electric mirror adjustment, top and bottom, so blind spot and the main mirror, and you've also got the electric windows, handbrakes to your right, pinch and slide, the bottom out for your windows, and you've got your main blackout blind for your windscreen area. The tip is that if you put a elastic band or bubble round here, just because they are just magnetic strips, so the slightest bit of wind or motion and they will just ping open. On your keys, opens the front 2 doors only, locks everything, opens the back doors. You've got your little key for your water, and you've got your alarm fob. You don't need to worry much about the alarm fob because the alarm fob's programmed through the key as well, so as soon as you unlock it, the alarm should go off. But you have got your sounder and your bonnet release under there, so if your bonnet was open, you can knock that off as well. But that is your carb area.